MYBITS, produced by ECHOEZ. Get curious and regain your decision-making power. Bom dia, boa tarde and boa noite, and welcome back to MYBITS. I am Roberta, and I am here today to talk to you about gratitude. Unless you've been living under a rock, you may have noticed that there are a lot of things happening around our world at the moment that are unsettling to watch, to hear about, and to even fathom that it takes place in our world. And unless we make a conscious choice to pull ourselves away from viewing these things non-stop, then that's what's going to happen. Because all you need to do is turn on the TV, or open your social media, or talk to a friend, or if you read the newspaper, get the newspaper. It is absolutely everywhere. And there's a lot that's out there at the moment that requires our absolute urgent attention. So in no way, shape or form would I ever suggest that we as a collective turn a blind eye to what's taking place, because that is far from what we need to do what we can in changing things and making change, like right now, right? There are lives at stake. Things need to change right now. However, my little chat to you today is about the amazingness that's also around us, that does not get any airtime. Well, actually, that's not quite 100% true. It does get some airtime, but it gets very little. And in turn, because we are so much online these days, because we don't get that much airtime in what is good, then, a lot of the time, most of us think, well, there isn't much good happening out there. But so in that case, we actually need to go looking for it. And when I say go looking for it, I don't mean, Googling good stuff. Unless you want to do that, go for it, more power to you. But that's not what I am trying to imply here. What I am trying to get at is simply the things that are around us. The little things that we pay no attention to, the little things that go by in our everyday lives that are deserving of gratitude and deserving of being seen, that just fly by simply because we are surrounded by what's happening in our world at this very moment. So things like, your cup of coffee, or things like being able to cook in your kitchen, or having a bed to sleep in and being warm in your bed, or putting on warm socks, or the beautiful flower that's come up in your garden. So it's little things. Like, it doesn't have to be big acts of greatness. That's not what I am saying here. The small things that just go by every single day is what makes up the bigger picture. And if we don't change how we see things, how we give thanks for things, how we acknowledge those small things that are bigger than what they may be in stature, then the not so good things are what prevail, right? Are what is in the forefront. So for example, if I walk out my front door today and, I've just watched the news and seen something that's horrible, and I'm like, getting out of my front door and there's shit, my head's in the space of holy cow, like this is happening in our world, I will miss the very little things that make up the greatness of my day. And by being thankful and noticing those things, then potentially I'm going to be in more of a space where I can help those that are not in a position to help themselves, or have their hands tied, or are in a country where, you know, things are just from bad to worse. So when we bring our energy up, when we elevate ourselves, we are able to do more good than if we focus and only pay attention to the horrible things that are happening. I think one of the reasons why I've decided to have this conversation is that in the last few weeks, if you are on my socials, you will see that I have posted asking for your help in assisting my people back home in Brazil, my city of Porto Alegre, where they've been hit by one of the worst floods that they have seen in the history of Porto Alegre in Brazil, and potentially in the history of South America, I would even say. You know, there are horrible floods everywhere, but this has wiped out a city with millions of people that have been displaced, and it's affected some of my family members, and it's fortunately there's been no deaths in the family, but there's, you know, other things that have happened that I don't want to go into because this isn't what this post is about, this episode, but I found myself just focused on that for like a week, and it was bringing me down, and there was not much I could do in that state. And, you know, guilt creeps in because, you know, your people are underwater and you're going outside and it's a beautiful blue sunny day and you're going to work and everything's good and all that sort of stuff, and I pulled myself up and I'm going, okay, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, you need to do what you can do, but you can't live with a guilt, because if you feel guilty because you're not going through what someone else is going through, feel guilty that you have sunshine when another place is underwater, then what are you doing? You're calling that to yourself and everything around you, you know? So I had to stop myself and go, wait a minute, okay, Roberta, get yourself out of it, bring yourself back up. You know, where's your gratitude? Where are the little things? Because sometimes we go, oh, you know, I don't have millions of dollars, or I don't have a house, or I don't have a car, I don't have this, or I don't have that. Like, the focus on the big materialistic things, and we think, oh no, wait, there are the things that are all around us that we forget to be grateful for, the things that can bring our vibration up. So what I'm going to ask you today is, what are you grateful for this very second that you're listening to this? Name 3 things out loud or in your head. Let's say you're in the train listening to this. You might, you know, sound a bit cuckoo if you're saying things out loud. But name 3 things that you're grateful for this very minute. So for me, it's the hot cup of coffee that I've just made myself. It is this beautiful lush bamboo that I can see. And it is also the sunshine that is hitting my face this very second. And what you're viewing isn't that, because I'm playing a video that I filmed when I was back in Bali. So that's what you're looking at this very moment, which is an absolutely beautiful place that I visited with my husband when we were in Bali at the end of last year. Bali is full of these amazing, amazing places, and I highly recommend you go and visit. Although, look, I didn't see a quarter of nothing. I saw nothing. I saw like 5% of what Bali is all about, and already it was just so beautiful. So I can only imagine what else it has to offer. But what you're looking at right now is just one of the places we visited. So yeah, what are you grateful for this very, very moment? What are you grateful for? 3 things. Yeah, and if, like me, you catch yourself in a bubble of yuckiness because of what's happening around you, and even not just around you, even just around the place, try to sit down, take 3 deep breaths, look around you, and name 3 things that you're grateful for. It's okay to feel the heaviness of, you know, things that are happening around the place and things that are happening for you in your life. It's okay to feel like shit. I'm not trying to pull you out of that completely and go, oh, you don't, that's bad. No. It's okay, right? It is okay. What's not okay is when we stay there. When we choose to stay there, because it is a choice, certain times, when we stay there, that's when it's not okay, because it starts to affect your health, your physical, your mental, and your spiritual health. And you don't want that, because you have to take care of yourself. Yeah, it's all about taking care of you so you can be the most healthy person that you can for yourself, physically, mentally, and spiritually. And then you can, with that, be able to help and assist others if you wish. So 3 things you're grateful for. Ready, set, go. And remember, be kind, be great, be you, whatever you do. Ciao for now. Have a great week.